at the station, Lord. I don't care where it goes. I'm gonna climb a mountain, the highest mountain, Lord. Gonna jump off and nobody knows. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman, Lord, been doing to me? Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman, Lord, been doing to me? Howdy folks, Bluesboy Jag here, yet another 3-string cigar box guitar lesson. It's Can't You See by the Marshall Tucker Band. This was a huge hit when I was a kid. Lots of fun learning this one. This is an easy 3-chord song. It's a major key, and we're in open G tuning. This is a G, D, and then another G. This is your 5th string from a regular 6-string guitar tuned down to G, a 4th string tuned normal to D, and a 3rd string tuned normal to G. G, D, G. So let's get right to it. We are in the key of G, A, B, C, D. We're going to be on the 7th fret, all the way across. There's a couple cool licks. I'm using my pinky all the way up on the 12th fret, and I'm moving down to the 11th. Then I'm going to move down to the 5th fret, bar all the way across. Then I'm going to do this little triangle chord. So you've got your 2nd finger on 3-5, and your 1st finger is going to be on 2-4, and your 3rd finger is on 1-5. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting out playing this chord, which is G, A, B, C, D, and I'm throwing that little lick in there, which is 12, 11 on that 1st string with your pinky. Now I'm going to bar all the way across on the 5th fret and do the same lick. So I'm going to bar all the way across, but then I'm going to do this little triangle. And then I'm going to play open, and you can throw that part in too if you want. And then you go back up here to your G, A, B, C, D. So the whole thing is... repeats that whole chord progression over and over for the entire song. So let me show you this part again. I'm playing the 3 strings on the 12th fret, but I'm only fretting the 1st string. And then I'm moving that 1st string down 1 note. So you're playing that lick on top of each chord. So this is your D chord. And you do the same thing on this chord. Put some licks in there. That's your pentatonic. So you're going to be on 1-7, and you're going to be on 1, what is that, 10. So you've got 2 frets in between for that pentatonic. It's a real basic scale, but it works just fine. You can also go up here and play this pentatonic. It's a simple chord progression that repeats throughout the whole song. So this is the easy way with none of the fancy notes. you don't want to strum it just like that. That's kind of boring. I mean, I suppose you could, but kind of boring. So what you want to do is syncopate it, which means make it a little bit funky. I'm not talking about, So what we're going to do is make it just a little bit funky, but not too crazy. So you can tell I'm choking some of these chords. I'm just lifting up off the fretboard. A couple licks you can throw in there. So as we do that chord progression, when we come to the end of it, there's a hole there where he stays on that chord. So it starts out like this. So it hangs there for a little while. So let's figure out some licks that we can put in there. So let me go through the chord progression. Just doing a hammer-ons and pull-offs. So anything that fits within that time frame. So what you have is here we go. So it fills in that hole pretty good. Notice how I put that same lick in every chord. You don't have to do that either, so you can mix it up a little bit, so you can just do it straight. Now when I say straight, I never play anything straight. I always make it sort of kind of funky. I like to do those chokes. So what I'm doing there is something very simple, but it really adds some flavor to it. So I'm not going to do this little note thing. I'm just going to do a funky chord thing. So here's the first chord. Chord progression, you're just making it funky. So I'm choking basically on the ups, sometimes on the down. And that's the whole thing, folks. If you want to do a little improv, like I showed you, that's your pentatonic right there, and here's your next one. One more thing, you can put the in-between notes in on this one. So on this pentatonic, it's 12-10. On all three strings. But we can put the in-between notes in there too. One thing I like to do is called going back on yourself. It's kind of like having a stutter. You're saying, I went to the store, I went to that. I went to the store, I went to the store. It's kind of like you're repeating yourself. That really gets you lots of mileage out of the scale here, because you only have 6 notes, right? So put the in-between notes in. also have this one. So this is your box here, your low box pentatonic, and your next box, and your next box. Thanks for watching. Check out my website, jagshouse.com. Cigar box guitars just like this one since 2004. jagshouse.com. Be sure to subscribe.